Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about nutrition, the process by which living organisms take in food and utilize it for their growth, maintenance and energy. What is nutrition? Nutrition is the process of intaking food and its utilization by the body. Simply, it is how organisms get the energy and materials they need to live. What are nutrients? Nutrients are different components of food that have specific functions such as providing energy, building body tissue, maintaining bodily functions, regulating metabolism. Examples of nutrients are proteins, minerals, vitamins, carbohydrates, fats, etc. Types of nutrition. There are two main types of nutrition. First, heterotrophic nutrition. In this mode, organisms make their own food from inorganic materials using energy, usually from sunlight. These organisms are called autotrophs. Auto means self, troph means nutrition. For example, green plants and ferrobacillus, an iron oxidizing bacterium. Heterotrophic nutrition. Here, organisms cannot make their own food and rely on ready-made organic food from other sources. Organisms that depends on others for nutrition are called heterotrophs. Types of heterotrophic nutrition. There are three types of heterotrophic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition, in which organisms feed on dead and decaying matter like fallen leaves, dead animals and waste. These organisms are called saprophytes. They help in recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem. Second is parasitic nutrition. In this mode, an organism, the parasite, lives on or inside another living organisms called host and take food and shelter from it. The parasite harms the host but rarely kills it immediately. For example, Cascata, humberbale, a known green plant that attaches to host plant and sucks nutrients through special roots called ostoria. Now next, holozoic nutrition. This involves the intake of solid food particles by ingestion. It is also called digestive nutrition. Depending on what they eat, holozoic organisms are classified as herbivores that feed on plants like cow, deer, rabbits, carnivores that feed on other animals like lion, tiger, snake, and omnivores that feed on both plants and animals. For example, human, crow, dog. Nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism that uses holozoic nutrition and digests food inside the cell. How amoeba eats. Amoeba capture food using temporary finger-like extensions called pseudopodia. When it comes in contact with food, it surrounds it completely, a process called circumambulation, forming a food vacuole or phagosome inside the cell. This process of engulfing solid food particle is called phagocytosis. Other unicellular organisms like paramecium use tiny hair-like structures called cilia to push food into the mouth. Now, the human digestive system. The amazing system that breaks down our food, absorbs nutrients and removes waste from the body. The digestive system is composed of alimentary canal and digestive glands that work together to take in food called ingestion, break it down into simpler usable parts called digestion, absorb the nutrients called absorption and get rid of undigested waste called egestion. These organs forms a continuous tube called alimentary canal. The alimentary canal in human is about 9 meters long and includes different parts. Number first, mouth. Mouth is the opening. It leads into the buccal cavity, bounded by lips, cheeks, gum, teeth and tongue. Food is first taken here and chewed, called as mastication, to break it into smaller pieces. The tongue, which has taste buds, helps in tasting and swallowing. Teeth. Humans have 32 teeth. These are different types. Incisor for cutting, canines for tearing, premolars for crushing, molars for grinding. The dental formula is 2, 1, 2, 3 divided by 2, 1, 2, 3, that multiplies by 2 and we get the total teeth in upper jaw 16 plus lower jaw 16. Total are 32. Next part is pharynx. The pharynx is a short cone-shaped region just after mouth cavity. It serves as a passage for food and air. Next part is esophagus, a long, narrow, muscular tube also called as food pipe. It connects the pharynx to stomach. No digestion occurs here, just transportation of food. Stomach, located below the diaphragm on the left side of the abdomen. It is J-shaped sac-like organ where food is mixed with digestive juice. Here, HCl is released that activate the enzymes pepsin and renin. These enzymes help in digestion of proteins. Next is small intestine, a long coiled tube divided into 3 parts. Duodenum, the first part C-shaped, receive digestive juice from the pancreas and liver. Second part, jejunum, longer and more coiled part. Third part, ileum, the last part with folds called villi, which absorb nutrients from digested food. Next is large intestine, shorter and wider than the small intestine, made of 3 parts. Cecum, small sac with the appendix attached, along U-shaped tube, and the rectum that opens to the outside through the anus. No digestion happens here, only absorption of water from the waste. In some herbivores, like rabbit, cellular digestion happens in the cecum, but humans cannot digest cellulose. Important process in digestion. Number first, absorption takes place mainly in the ileum of the small intestine where the nutrients enter the bloodstream. Assimilation, use of absorbed nutrients by body cells to make complex molecules like proteins, fat and carbohydrates. Egestion, removal of undigested waste. Ficus, through the anus, aided by the voluntary contraction of abdominal muscles. Enzymes and their action in digestion. Salivary amylase, that released by the salivary gland that help in digestion of sucrose in the mouth. Gastric glands that release gastric juice in the stomach that contains enzymes, pepsin and renin. It also secretes HCl. HCl have different functions. Number first, it kills the germs which enter through the food. Second, it activates the enzymes in the stomach. Third, it maintains acidic medium in the stomach for digestion of protein. Next, liver. Liver secrete bile that contains bile salts. There is no enzyme in the bile. Bile help in emulsification of fat. Next is pancreas. Pancreas secrete different enzymes like amylase, lipase and proteases, which help in digestion of proteins, carbohydrates and lipids. It releases trypsin that help in digestion of proteins. Small intestine have large glands which are called as intestinal glands. They release different type of enzymes which help in digestion of carbohydrate, proteins, fats, DNA, RNA. Complete digestion of food takes place in the small intestine. In large intestine, no digestion takes place. It releases mucus which lubricate the fecus.